Welcome back to what Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M40 M43. It's the Tier 8 American SPG, and this one's located on the north spawn of Mines under the command of Hroller from What You Need. Now you can see it's in rather special colours. It's the What Arty Noob colour version with the skin provided by Sir Rusty. So thank you very much, Sir Rusty.
Time to roll out.
Battle started. Well, this is an M43. I know that because it's an 8-inch howitzer. The gun does not extend over the front of the vehicle. And the M43 is actually built on the chassis of an M4 that's been modified, lengthened and widened. And the British Armed Forces actually bought some of these and they called it the Cardinal. Okay, it's moved into a firing position. It's a well-known firing position, not one that I would use myself. Unless I was really desperate, because it's so well known. Okay, he's taking up a firing position and he's aiming towards the enemy. Now he's got 16 shells to play with, 8-inch shells, and he gets a lovely first hit. He hit the M46 pattern and the T26E4 super version. He's got the same pair again. Now, reload time is normally about 35 seconds for the 18-inch howitzer, but we'll have to wait and see what the mods say his precise timing is. If he's got any BIA. If he's not using premium consumables, that would certainly speed up the reload. So T54 next to the island, try to line it up on him, work out where he's going to go, fires the round in, and T54 dodges to one side. Or rather, he stops turning at that point. If he carried on moving straight, I think that shell would have hit him, but it did fall behind. Going back for the pattern and the T26 again. No, he's having a quick look for counter battery. Now I can see that he's extending his aim manually with the mouse every time, and that's the wrong technique to use because it's actually time consuming. If you use your right hand mouse button and click that on the minimap where you want to look, it'll take the aim there straight away. It's a lot quicker way of doing it. So put the marker, put the mouse over the minimap, click with the right hand mouse button and it'll take you there. Looking for the tracer from the enemy Arty. There he is! He's definitely there. Dialing in, round out. Looks good. And it's a kill shot!
Enemy armor is destroyed.
And there was only one Arty on the enemy team, so he's just taken it out, and that means that Hroller's team can now play the game free of any Arty hits. Unless, of course, they come from Hroller. Now we've got a star 2 on the South Island, and he's indicated that is his target and he's dialing in. We're still 10 seconds away from shooting, and the aim is now on the target, dialed in. Let's go. And that star 2 is stopping a T54 Mob 1 and a T26E4 from moving on to the South Island. He's going to take a shot. Yes, right out. And he splashes in for 194. Got a Borsig in the back. Going back to the star 2. That looks to be an important tank to kill, that star 2, because he is actually holding up our guys moving south on the west side of the map. Here's a pattern on the centre, on the south side of the hill, and this T26E4, and he's marked that as his next target, but he's pulling back. Get him, round out. And he hits him for 466 hit points, and the Progetto moves up onto the hill, and our Progetto's defending. Oh, but taken down. But that Progetto 46 is very low on hit points now. Right, we've got a Scorpion G holding the corner at grid square K4. And just behind him is an ISU 152. Just fired. Right up. It goes long. Only splashes the ISU. I think the Scorpion would have made a better target, but it wasn't visible at the time. Going back to that Star 2, we're getting a request for fire from the tanks that are on the island. They really want that Star 2 gone. He is being a bit of a pain. But H-Roller's going back to the Scorpion. Then back to the Star. It's almost loaded. Hold it on the Star. Put a round in as soon as you're ready. You're ready now. Hold it on target. Oh, he's gone off. No, you shouldn't do that. That's wasting time. You have to dial in again on a new target, and now that target's gone missing. You've wasted time. The Scorpion's now visible. Now he's changed targets again. You keep redialing. That's going to waste time. And now he's fired at the ISU, and it falls short, but still does 328 hit points. And that Star 2 is still being a nuisance to our team. And he's just killed our T-54 Mod 1. That shouldn't have happened. Now he's indicating target, so hopefully he'll stay on the Star and get rid of that tank, because that's a problem tank. Oh, he's gone off target again. And back to the other one. Now this is wrong play, I'm sorry. It is wrong play. You shouldn't do this if you're an Arty player. You keep switching targets. You're going to have to keep dialing in every time you do it. He fires around at the Star. It hits the rock face. But he immediately re-aims at something new. It's a long wait for the high caliber Arty to reload, but if he holds his aim on the Star 2, he's indicated that as his target. He's marked the ground. That lets his T26E4 partner know that he is actually going for it. That Star 2 is trying to engage our Type 4 Heavy, who's across the water. I'm not sure he can get a shot over onto it, but he fires around in anyway. Hits the rock face. The reason I didn't think he could hit it was because there was no red line indicating that the target was intersecting the flight path of the shell. The T26E4 making his way up into the castle grounds, but we've got no rounds to fire at the moment. And we're down to just 7 rounds. 5 standard, 2 premium. That Borsig has got 3 marks on his barrel. That does make him the kind of priority target, because he's obviously an elite customer. But that Star 2 is the primary problem at the moment, and he keeps re-aiming. And the Type 4 is getting hit by that Star 2. If he'd taken the Star 2 out of the game sooner, that wouldn't have happened. Going now for the T-54 to the south. Fires around him when it wasn't fully dialed in, but he still gets 117 hit points a splash. The Borsig's been taken out. He's been killed by our T-10. Unfortunately, we lost the T-10 to the pattern. And I'm sorry if you're getting dizzy because he keeps changing his aim, but... No, he's decided against going after that Star 2, and I think that's going to be the big mistake. That Star 2 is critical to allowing his team to move further south. That T-54 is not having an effect upon the T-26 because he can't see him. But the Star 2 can. And that Star 2 is stopping everyone from moving. He's firing on the Type 4 Heavy. Our Borsig is holding up their 257. The M103 is doing the same on the Type 4 Heavy and the 53 TP. The Ferdinand's holding the T26E4 in place. But it is that Star 2 that's the problem. The Star 2 is holding up the movement of the T26E4 and the Type 4 Heavy. And if they can move, then the enemy's going to have problems. And the Type 4 Heavy and the enemy team has now made its way up onto the hill. It's marking it to the next target. We've only got 5 rounds left, 3 of standard HE and 2 of premium, and he's going for the pattern. Looks good. It is good. He gets a kill, 271. That's his second. Well, Type 4 has seen to that T54, but he's now fired, so the 53 TP can come in. And whilst the Type 4 is on reload, he can keep firing in, and we can't shoot at the 53 TP without damaging our teammate. And the Star 2 is continuing to fire rounds in. We're going for the Scorpion G at the back of the map. It looks, it's got the aim on him, and he gets a kill shot. 902 hit points. That is a useful kill, but that Star 2 is still the problem. And the Star 2 has just killed our Type 4 Heavy. So it's now 6 versus 5. Can we get a round in on that 53 TP to kill him? Round out? Yes, we do. He was very low on health, that 53 T, but at least that's out the game. So 4 kills so far for Hroller. I apologise if it may sound hypercritical, but from a load of experience, from years of experience of playing Arty, I can tell you, if you keep switching targets all the time, all that's going to happen is you're going to waste time re-aiming all the time, and whilst you're re-aiming, a target can do damage to your teammates. And I think that Star 2 is a critical target because he's killed a T54 Mod 1 and the T26E4, and as a result we cannot get past the South Island. There's only, well, it's coming up to 2 minutes on the clock left. Even though we have an advantage in numbers, 6 versus 4, I don't think there's any way we can move any further without the enemy getting us. The Star 2's now moved up onto the middle island. We're dialing in on him. And he's been killed. So we've used one of our premium rounds now. Scorpion got him. So it's 6 versus 3. And we know where 2 of those enemies are, but we don't know where the others are. And the T26E4 on the enemy team just killed our M103. So now it's 5 versus 3. This is increasingly looking like a draw. The Borsig is actually coming back towards our base area, and everybody else is camping, and I think the reason why they're doing that is because the enemy has control of the hill, and so there's no way they can move further south unless they go around through the cap and come down on the west side of the map, but I can't see that happening now. It's just going to take too much time. So this is definitely going to be a draw. That was the 1 minute hooter. And despite the urges to go on and move further south, I don't think anybody's going to do it. There is still one enemy tank out there, the Jagdtiger 88, and nobody has seen him yet. He's still got 100% health. And I have a feeling he hasn't moved out from the spawn point. He may be AFK. Nobody's seen him though. He's got no damage. And Hroller fires in his last round to try and damage the Object 257, but that's a draw. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's an ace tanker for Hroller of W-UN2 in the M40, M43. He did get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 19. A fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He did get 4 exactly. And a Gore's medal for doing more damage than 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle. But unfortunately, that Star 2 remained alive too long. And as a consequence of which, he managed to kill 2 of his teammates. And that prevented them from thrusting down on the west side of the map. And I think that's why it's a draw. Because the team had nowhere to go. They couldn't conquer the hill. They couldn't conquer around the east side of the map because there was somebody defending there. So, yep, it's a draw. Let's have a look at team scores. Well, if we look at team scores, we can see the highest damage was done by the M46 pattern on the enemy team. 4,333 hit points of damage. And then came Hroller with 3,912. And then we've got the Waffenträger Alphanza 4, who managed to get 2,870 hit points. The highest number of kills was by Hroller with 4 kills. Then we've got a whole bunch of tanks with 2 kills apiece, including that Star 2. And I think, again, that's the pivotal one on this game. And when it came to base XP, it was Hroller again with 819 base experience points. Then we've got 2 members of the enemy team, which is the Star 2 with 671 and the M46 pattern with 617. So let's have a look at detail report. He fired all 16 rounds of ammunition during the battle, got 4 direct hits, 4 penetration, 10 splash, damage of 3,912 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He got 8 hits on the enemy and 4 kills, and did stun assistance of 1,613 off 10 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 50,473 credits, got 8,327 from personal missions payout, and because he got the Gore's medal, he got a personal achievements award, or rather what we call courageous resistance, to equalise his score with that of a winning team, 5,038 credits, and add those all together you get 63,839 credits. After resupply of ammunition, and the ammo is expensive and he did use 2 rounds of premium ammo, his total credit takeaway came to 21,659. He received 1,229 XP, got 715 for achievements and 292 for personal missions payout, so he took away 2,236 experience points altogether, but sadly it was a draw. But he did well enough to actually get an ace tanker out of it. He was getting hits on the enemy, it's just he wasn't taking out the critical target, which was that Star 2. He did get a hit on the Star 2, a nice hit actually, because he actually managed to splash him from behind, got 320 hit points on the Star 2, but as I say, if he'd been able to take that Star 2 out of the game, his guys could have moved down the west side of the map and then taken the enemy out that way. I did like the counter battery. He did it by locating where the tracer was, planted 1 shell in there accurately, and it took him out. So that was nice. But it ended up a draw really because he had a team who really wanted to camp, plus the enemy had control of the hill, and that Star 2 had the control of the South Island, and effectively that turned the game into a stalemate. So bad luck there, Hroller. I think there are some lessons to be learned there. A, you don't have to scroll out every time you need to aim. Use your right hand mouse button on the minimap and that will take you to the place you want to see straight away. But yeah, it is, you did put the effort in, but you got the draw because you didn't kill that Star 2. If you killed him, I think you could have won that game. Okay, so if you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully I'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.